time we're seeing this map today on the cast. So it'll play a little bit differently than a couple maps we have seen, at least throughout the day. Finally, we're not seeing Sunshine or Process or another very boring map that has been played to death in pugs the world over. But of course, I'm Eki, still in the booth with the one and only TC Mono, excited to get this grand finals on the road.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see how it plays out. I mean, the first time these two teams played, it was pretty close, and we're not going to have to wonder about it too much longer as they've both decided to go live immediately. So if you aren't sure what the rosters are, they're there on screen, and these aren't necessarily actual teams. They're just here for the tournament, a few swaps on both sides of the field, but it should be very close. All eyes on the demos on this very first rollout. I'm going to be looking at Artist. Gets there a little bit quicker than Brand Slam, making his demo re-debut. He was originally a demo and swapped over to Scout, now back on demo. Banny over on the high ground, just denying Donovan any bombs. So it's going to be Patty over in the kitchen. The first one in Quacks going in for a very aggressive bomb, trying to get onto Zilly. Zilly, nice serve to stay alive, but it's not going to be enough. Gets taken down, and now with both Minix dead, actually, it's going to be froyotech trying to re-aggress from the other side of the maps. Quacks getting bombed by Donovan. It's going to be Brand Slam with the Siggies to take him down. Banny over on the high ground. Yum Yum is probably just going to play his life. Actually, no, going to go for a play onto the demo, but not able to get the kill. That's going to be froyotech taking the first mid.
Yeah, very good mid fight from Froyo there. Didn't look too great for either team, really, at, about the halfway mark of that. It was 3 players down for either team, but Froyo managed to claw their way back into superiority in numbers there. Brand Slam and Patty both going to be nuking the entirety of the enemy team here with a lot of damage. We'll be wiping 3 of them off the map here as Yum Yum is forced to come up on Sniper on last. We'll be leaving Blank on second to cap it, and froyotech wants to push in off of this space. Quack's going to bomb forward with the help of Banny, and they are going to be able to take down Yum Yum as he's up on Sniper. Big bomb from Patty as he's able to hit the air shot on Exile. Minecraft's Artist. Banny goes down. High five. Donovan dying. And froyotech in the first 2 minutes, 45 seconds already going to be able to convert the first round.
Yeah, really great stuff from froyotech, showing that they are here to win. First game, very back and forth, close between these two earlier on in the tournament, and froyotech trying to make sure that this is not a repeat occurrence and that they get a nice lead early and they're able to go the distance with it, convert it, and make it a very easy game for them. But we'll have to see if T1 are able to respond and give froyotech a little bit of a harder time as Patty goes in behind. Brand Slam is going to be taken down very early. Artist with some nice pipes out onto Banny. Both soldiers from froyotech in the backlines. Patty just trying to jump out, lands on top of the point, gets taken down. Zilly being bombed by Quacks is not going to fall to him, though, as that is a complete and utter wipe. Everyone on froyotech being taken down, no one on T1 dying, and they are in a great position, Eki, to do the exact same thing that froyotech did to them.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to be seeing maybe a rather quick round conversion. Like you said, it is basically the exact same situation that we saw froyotech place T1 in. They wiped on the mid, and they kind of just steamrolled into last. But it does look like T1 stalling ever so slightly. They want to rip it through Shutter as opposed to Froyo coming in through the left side. They are going to bomb forward. Sentry will go down very, very early. Banny hasn't taken much damage, but is still inside the spawn. We need bodies on the point from the side of froyotech if they want to be able to stop this point. Patty is going to go down, and so is Exile. Banny is still alive on the far right side. Will get bombed, but lives for so long. He's like a C-Ram turret. Completely denies anybody from getting onto that point as long as he's alive. It looks like Quack's going to be able to do a lot of damage to Artist as well. Blank going to be able to find Yum Yum and finally mopping up the kill onto Artist. Maybe Donovan will be able to get 2 picks here, but no, only able to find Blank. Hubada is the one that takes him down, and froyotech is going to be able to hold on to their last, and will be pushing out onto 2, trying to get themselves established and prevent T1 from taking any more space, potentially a kill, maybe being able to be collected onto Exile, but as Zilly shows up, it's a little, it's too little damage too late, and they are brought up back to full HP. T1 setting themselves up for a hold on mid.
Yeah, gonna be okay position for T1 at a little bit of Uber Disad, but froyotech not really in any position to do anything with it. So they're gonna be able to wait until Zilly gets the Uber, which is roundabout now, and then they're gonna be able to try and break in, sack, get some momentum, get some picks going, and try and take some space over on second. They've made their way over in high five, going to be bombing, doing a little bit of damage, but not enough to get the kill or the fourth. That's okay. They're just going to back up, make sure that froyotech don't have an easy opportunity at sending in their own counter sack on to middle. They've already kind of made their way in through kitchen. They actually taking a lot of space over there. They're going to be having Quacks get in behind, so it's maybe opening up things for a pincer play as Banny and help it have so much space that Quacks does bomb in, gets the force out from Zilly, and now they're just in, and they can repop at a moment's notice. Here comes the Uber from froyotech. It's so much better, so much later. Artist, very weak, but everyone else on T1 just opting to go in behind, out-rap froyotech, and it seems like it's working for them. Brand Slam bombing in, tries to take him down, but not gonna be able to make anything stick. Banny, the last one alive. Blank is a respawner. He's just trying to delay and buy as much time for his team as possible. They do get some of their soldiers up as respawners. They take down one of the scouts. Silly is very weak. The point play, though, from high five almost caps it up, and that was very, very chaotic, very risky from froyotech.
Yeah, extremely close round there. T1 almost able to land that conversion, but not quite, as everyone and their grandmother pretty much turned towards the point as they heard it was getting capped yet again. And a lot of rockets, a lot of hit scan bolts just came, funneling towards it, and it did stop that cap. High five going to be going for some kind of fade bomb. Will be landing by logs, but ends up getting taken down. Unfortunately for T1 fans, that is their sack. Or, well, they don't really need to sack. I guess that's an attempt to make space. I'm not too sure. But it does look like froyotech wants to push off of this as they have Yum Yum, High Five, and Exile all down. No scouts alive for the side of T1. Makes it incredibly difficult for them to deny bombers. I mean, it almost makes it impossible unless, Artist can hit some, air pipes. They do finally have Exile respawned with the rest of their team, but it looks like Chatty going to be going in, landing 2 nice rockets onto Patty, or onto Zilly, rather. Will be able to take him down, but in the vein of 2 nice rockets, it will be, I believe, High Five managing to mop him up as well. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. But it's High Five with the spoon onto Hamida, managing to completely wipe all of Froyo's hard work off of the map.
Yeah, now Yum Yum is over on the high ground, very weak, and actually all of these T1 players are going to be caught. Blank and Banny running forward, collecting so many kills, and they're going to be able to make their way over onto second. Donovan peeking, see if he can get any damage. Banny going in through lower, trying to wrap around onto Zilly or Donovan. They both back out, so they're not going to fall victim to that play, but froyotech have taken so much space. They're still going to have Uber advantage on T1, but now they're over on their last, and we've already seen back cap plays work out and net teams round, so that's got to be at the back of their minds as they should push out with this. Yum Yum is on engineer, probably just as a failsafe, as it looks like T1 is debating whether or not they want to take it out. Donovan a little bit forward, but instead it seems like they're just going to slow the game down. They're going to sit on their last. They're going to let froyotech get their Uber, and then they're just going to hope that it either goes to a round reset or they're going to have a better opportunity at pushing out of last than just straight Uber advantage.
Yeah, and as you say that, Exile will be able to find a pick onto Blank. This does weaken the hold that Froyo has on second and opens up a window for a potential sack from T1 to try and get out. I think they're just going to commit to holding last here, as unfortunate as it may be to watch. It does look like it may be the best option for T1. I don't think they have the confidence that they will win a attempt to shove out from their own last. Does look like they are going to be losing Exile here. So no sniper is in play for the side of T1. Quacks does go down to the trap above the doorway. Brand Slam eats a pipe here. Their health is looking pretty bad. 2 players down to the side of froyotech as Banny now goes down. Looks like Patty going to be committing as well and will be taken down. So 3 players are dead for the side of froyotech. High Five going towards Cheese. I don't think they spot him yet, and looks like he's going to be coming through window sometime soon. Could potentially be a pinch here as he bombs in, lands on Shaq, but that Uber gets popped on the side of Froyo, and that does save the beam and the scout on the point. Potentially going to going to be able to walk away, but Hubba gets knocked into Artist and will eat a pipe for their trouble. Benny and Quack's going to be able to wipe the floor with 3 players on the side of T1 there, though, and looks like froyotech going to be able to hold on to second by the skin of their teeth, albeit, but will be a hold for that point.
It will be a hold. It's going to be a very big Uber advantage for T1. Zilly managing to stay alive throughout that fight. Hubba not as fortunate. You could see that Bandy, Quacks, and Branslam tried to rush in there, maybe see if they could take the 3v3 fight against Exile with another player in the medic, but wise on them, backing up, recognizing that froyotech might have gone for play onto Zilly and just opting to keep him alive at all costs. They're going to be able to do that. Seems like, again, they're just going to be happy to sit on last. They've got Yum Yum with the sentry gun up, and they're not going to push out. Instead, they're going to let froyotech get this Uber. Exile is up on Spy, just seeing if maybe froyotech do something wacky. But, I mean, this is kind of wacky from T1. Maybe Donovan can come up on a banner, maybe take the exchange, which I think he is up on a banner, so maybe that's what their game plan is. But there's only 60 seconds left till a round reset. And, you know, we'll have to see if froyotech are able to do anything, but maybe not with Exile getting a nice headshot on the Patty.
Yeah, and Hubba dropping a what in the Euro in chat, criticizing the criticizing and getting a little bit of BM off about the way that T1 is playing right now, refusing to push out of last, even with player ad, even with Uber ad. You know, they don't want to risk having a back cap happen. And on Snakewater especially, that is a fear of many, many teams. Regardless of div, a lot of teams are constantly weary of back caps on Snakewater because there is drop down, there is lower, there's a lot of places that people can hide. And if you're not very thorough with your clearing, then it can really just screw you over. Donovan is going to pop the banner. Doesn't look like a push is going to happen. froyotech is going to take the Uber very, very early. No bodies are on the point yet, though, and it is going to be a round reset. T1 has not yet found themselves around on the board, but the scoreline is only 1-0. Patty dropping a ZZZ in chat. I don't think anyone on Froyo is happy with the way T1 is holding.
No, probably not. We've seen froyotech be so aggressive in similar situations, so not too surprised to see them not too fond of this slower way of playing. But regardless, it's okay for T1 as long as they make this mid count, as we're here live on the next one. Yum Yum taking a little bit of damage, dancing around the point. No one committing just quite yet. No soldiers bombing in super deep. Patty is going to make his way into kitchen, but that's just going to be staging for another rebomb. And onto Zilly, missing the air shots, but doesn't matter. Blake comes in, is able to shoot down the medic. Quacks and Patty not able to escape, so no soldiers for froyotech. They want to keep Hubba alive. Yum Yum pressing the advantage. High five, nice bomb in, does so much damage, but Hubba should be able to keep up. An Exile with the wraparound over onto the medic. There's no one there to protect him. Exile missing a little bit.
No!
He does get it. Eventually, Hubba dies with 99%. Was so close to getting their Uber, but that is going to mean it's Uber advantage for T1 because Zilly died earlier and Donovan is already up on the banner.
And one of the most unfortunate parts about Hubba dying there is that Brand Slam was getting his stickies around Exile, but couldn't land it until the very fourth pipe. And coincidentally, that was the, final one that he had loaded. It was also immediately after Hubba died. So that's incredibly unfortunate. But at least you managed to trade it out at the bare minimum. Now you kind of have to get yourselves ready to go for some kind of crazy pinch play. Maybe you send in some weird foreman. It looks like a pretty big bomb coming in from Artist, who is going to get a lot of damage onto Hubba, so they will be going down. The Uber does get popped from the side of T1. Manny will die, but not before taking down Artist. Quacks and Blank both going to be falling. Brand Slam as well. Patty now dead, but not before taking down Zilly at the tail end of that fight, which will give froyotech at least 7 seconds to build with Banny.
Yeah, it's going to give him a little bit of time to build things up. Hubba just kind of helping Banny as he fiercely hits himself with the 3-rune blade, waiting for the respawners, which they are going to get, but none of them get the forward spawn, so they're just going to have to come back a little bit later. It seems like they were maybe thinking about peeking it over on T1, but they're a bit too slow, so they're not going to be able to take advantage of that at all. Ubers roundabout even, as T1 already starting to pressure through. Saw Exile taking a little bit of damage, and Zilly as well, so they're gonna have to back up. Patty going in very deep, gets on the Zilly. How do you let that happen? Patty coming up absolutely massive, takes down Zilly. froyotech gonna back up, just anticipation of any wacky plays coming out from T1 as they try and get onto Hub, but it seems like none are happening just quite yet. They're gonna wait for their soldiers. Banny, however, already moving over into Saw, just trying to clear things out, scope out where this T1 group is, and then take this Uber in onto mid.
Yeah, froyotech is trying to eye up, the situation right now. Donovan is going to walk forward into Saw, will get the force out onto Hubba Bite, giving out a whole bunch of damage. Pretty much a solo sack. That's really all he could do with that banner still in hand. I think he was just hiding in it, waiting to pop. So, he got the most out of that situation. Will pretty much equalize those Ubers. I don't think T1 is going to push off of the very small ad they have. I mean, if they weren't going to push out of last on like 50 ad, I doubt they're going to push into mid from second with like 10, 15. So right now, I think we're just going to witness another stalemate kind of situation. Does actually look like they have closer to about 25-ish ads, so maybe they will try and take something off of this, but like I said earlier, don't push out of last with 50. I doubt you're going to push into into mid from second, but I guess I stand corrected. They will jump forward. Hubba will back all the way out to their side of second. Looks like they're getting ready to re-aggress in, though, as a lot of damage does come out from Artist here. A lot of Sticky's high five will go down to the hands of Patty. It is going to be Exile dying to blank as well. Patty going to get the Minecraft kill into Artist. Now Zilly going down to Quacks, but Patty going to be taken down. I believe that was by Yum Yum just before getting taken down by blank. froyotech going to be able to move over their mid yet again. Full Uber ad now as they move into second. Blank going to be finishing out that cap as froyotech looks to push as far into last as they possibly can, milking this Uber for as long as possible as well. A lot of cap time. Point is pretty much already there as long as they get somebody on the point. And it looks like it's going to be Brand Slam who gets reflashed. Stickies get replaced onto the point by Artist, but that Uber is not in the equation for the side of T1. Players are not on the point for the side of T1 either. So the last couple players on the side of froyotech, I believe Banny and a Soldier were able to just stand on top of the point there. Banny and Patty, the last one standing, will be able to convert that round and get the scoreline 2-0 in favor of Froyo.
Yeah, Patty, the respawner, being able to bomb in, immediately stands on the point, takes down a scout, and captures it up for the team. So 2-0, like you said, to see if maybe T1 have a bit more success on the mid. High five trying to go into the enemy team's kitchen, but Patty is there waiting for him, and then he gets immediately destroyed. Donovan, no soldiers for T1 at all. They might lose their demo. Artist getting bombed is kind of collapsed upon over by Saw. Not going to be able to get a trade. Zilly managing to run out, but here comes a bomb on top of him. Quacks trying to chase him down. Hasn't been punished for it just quite yet. Disconnected from his scout. Yum Yum being taken care of over in top right lobby. Zilly should be able to make it out to spawn and has the two respawning soldiers as defense if needed, but this is a disastrous opening way to the third round as another bomb comes in. Not going to be able to make it onto Zilly. Does get into the respawn safe, but froyotech just taking so much ground for free here. Quacks does die. They might back up after that. Blank seems like he wants to go in for some type of pick. Is going to be able to get onto Donovan. They lost their demo though, so that's not going to be a good trade for Froyo.
Yeah, no, Froyo has got to pull out pretty much fully here. They don't have an option, but they are going to go and they're actually going to opt to take the exchange in lower. Interestingly enough, Banny will be able to find Exile. Their Uber does fade. They're playing by Shutter now. Looks like they just want to, pull up in lobby. They want to go back, find high five. And now is the time, if any has ever existed, to push into last. They have 3 picks working for them. Now 2 players are going to be spawning in about 2 seconds. So they got to move quickly if they want to be able to get on this point. Cap time coming in very, very quickly. And just as those players spawn in, the point is captured. froyotech saying no more to these last holds from T1, has found the way to dismantle them, has found the way to wipe them consistently and slowly whittle down their health, and will make that scoreline 3-0 in their favor going into this next mid.
Yeah, froyotech picking up steam, and 3-0 already. The last one was a 4-2, and we have not seen nearly the same showing from T1 that we saw in the previous one here right now. So maybe they're going to be able to change things up. Quacks in for a fade bomb. The two soldiers on T1 committing onto the point. They take down the demo. High five, the only one to fall for that exchange. So all right for T1 at the moment. As long as froyotech aren't able to get a pick of their own, they lose Patty over in kitchen. Quacks bombing across, collapsed onto the yum. Oh my god, there. A little bit of a hiccup of my own. Quacks gonna be bombing in again, tries to get onto the medic, finds a great damage onto the scout. Blank and Vanny runs across, find Exile and Donovan. Silly should be able to stay alive, but it's gonna be okay for them as it seems like they want to try and refight with their respawners. High five just bombing in, gets absolutely melted, and Vanny is in. He's gonna get the force out. It's only onto Artist for Demo's solo Uber, and he gets stuffed with his stickies. He can't bomb forward, so that's gonna be actual disaster for them. They're at Uber Disad, player Disad, and froyotech walking in onto second.
Yeah, Brandslam decides to jump forward as the Uber does come out for the side of froyotech. They don't find any picks with it, but they get a lot of space pretty much for free. I don't think they needed to use their Uber there, but I think they anticipated a couple more players being caught in. It does look like we have Exile in Africa there. Will get taken down. It does look like High Five will be almost meeting their demise, actually, but manages to get to their spawn just in time. Blank dies in lower, trying to extend their reach just a little too much. We do have Donovan up on the spy, has been spotted. They do know that they have a spy. Will decloak and lower, trying to get back to last so he can maybe resup. And I think Froyo, Donovan is ex-Froyo player. He is part of the Froyo family, if I am not mistaken. So they may know of Donovan's little tricks if he, tries to go for something. But I think he's just going to opt to play that soldier because High Five is dead. So it's very important that they have someone to stuff at least right door. Looks like Froyo, though, knows that they can take this one through Shutter. They know Donovan isn't over here. They know the soldier isn't going to be a threat to them over here. They're going to rip it through right side. They're bombing forward. Right side isn't exactly stickied off, but they need to get that gun down first. Finally goes down, but the Uber has already faded away. High Five going to be bombing that point. Now it's all of T1 coming out of the right side of spawn, looking at it from the froyotech perspective, but they lose 3 players, and they have to back out all the way to their Saw, Hubada, and Blank here, leaving last. It does look like they're leaving Patty in lower, who does get spotted by Donovan, but will get the pick. Is going to have to run for it. Will meet Yum Yum and will get destroyed for trying to go for that back cap. But it, at the bare minimum, will be even players, and Froyo will have the opportunity to leave someone to die for a sack.
Quacks is going to be that person who does go in for a sack, is able to get the force. Really great stuff from him there. Brandslam going to be caught out, though, so no demo for froyotech. That means re-pushing this is going to be a bit more tricky. They're going to have to wait now for Brandslam at the bare minimum, but that also means that these doorways are going to be a lot more open as Patty, high over on the awning, wanted to get down onto Zilly, just mistimed it a little bit and not going to be able to get the kill. Banny still wants to stay in here, gets taken out. Nice bomb is going to be dropped from the Uber. It's only going to be a solo onto Blank. He finds one onto Exile. Donovan going down as well. Brandslam finally here to rejoin the charge, and froyotech with their respawners all finding picks should be enough to send T1 packing back to second.
Yeah, T1 is going to have to pretty much, shift their gear into reverse and slam their foot down on the gas. They have got to get out of dodge quickly as they don't really have the resources to hold on to mid. Froyo will be able to kind of just walk in for free. High Five will jump the height, forcing Quacks away, potentially dying for it. And by potentially, I mean will, as Brandslam lands a nice pipe. Nice pistols, though, coming from Exile. Will be able to find Patty up on the height. Looks like Vanny will also be dying towards kitchen, and froyotech, just as soon as they got into mid, will have to leave.
Oh my god, Quacks is just chasing Zilly, isn't able to get it. Zilly managing to survive. Quacks was chasing Zilly for at least like 10 seconds there, and Zilly kind of gave him the old ring around through kitchen. Really great stuff there from Zilly. Heads up play, and is now still with the team. Even Ubers across the board, and Froyo gonna be running in Blank with the soul. Now flashing Brandslam. A few more flashes over on T1. They might lose High Five as he bombs over towards backs. Actually, it's gonna be Brandslam Slam with a nice pipe takes him down. Donovan bombing
Donovan's
in onto
in.
Hamna, doing so much damage. Here comes a big bomb from Patty as well, just cleaning up. Everyone on T1 is falling. Zilly trying to go in on the offensive with the head, not able to make it work. Brand Slam, final pipe onto Zilly. Yum Yum, the last one left alive. It's just Blank with the pistol. froyotech once again wiping T1.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a couple team wipes from T1 now as they try and rival Froyo on their own territory, trying to take land that they can't really afford to take. Getting a little too greedy, overextending just a little bit too much. We do still have 5 minutes 50 and counting until banny time kicks in. So if froyotech wants to play this the Euro way, they want to play a little bit boring, they could very easily go for some kind of reset, but that's not how they are. They're going to take this super aggro. They're going to be rushing through cheese with this Uber getting popped. They're going to be leaving, I believe this is Blank, to cap that point. It does look like they are going to lose Quacks and Brand Slam in this fight, but Quacks will at least be able to trade out with, I believe that was Donovan, but the back half is being threatened by banny. He manages to get one. Will he be able to get two, though, as he takes the fight with Exile? Ring around the rosy on the point, but they won't be able to get it. It is looking advantageous for froyotech, though, as they have the player ad. It looks like Exile coming in from the left side, able to blindside Abida. Will be wrapping around, taking down Patty as well, as Donovan is able to find Blank in froyotech's aspirations to try and get some kind of back cap are now smothered.
Yeah, really great hold from T1, getting onto Hubada. Now Zilly with the Uber advantage. They're going to be able to get onto second. They should be able to take this on to mid as well. Seems like froyotech still playing a little bit too close for comfort. Now Hubada is going to back up. They've got Quacks over on the high ground. He wanted to drop down, maybe see if he could get some nice rockets onto Zilly. Here comes Patty, does help get the force out. They lose both soldiers, get the force. That's going to be okay. They might lose another in Blank. Yeah, Artist with the pipe, going to be able to clean him up there. High five already in very, very deep. Nice rocket on the banny, not going to be able to get the follow-up, and they just want to go in while they have the player advantage. Donovan already super deep, not able to find any kills. Banny is going to be taken down, though, so that's going to force froyotech's hand just a little, but the respawning soldiers from forward spawns, they weren't paying attention. They come out, they get on to a high five. They do a little bit of damage, but Exile going to be able to stay alive, but Brand Slam with the pipe onto Zilly. Hubada trying to see if he can stay alive, not be another meta casualty, should be able to do so, and that is going to be froyotech with Uber advantage, but at player disadvantage. Donovan is up on Spy, ready to cause chaos.
Donovan will be coming in from lower, getting into yard, trying, I suppose, to find his way potentially in through dungeon. Actually, it looks like he wants to get in through bats here, and I think froyotech is looking to try and push in as quickly as they possibly can. Hubada is sitting on bats still with that 100% Uber. Beam is just attached to Brand Slam, who's trying to throw some of those iron bomber pipes about and get as much damage as possible. Yum Yum runs over those stickies, does clear them in time. Uber does get popped on the side of froyotech. They do have Exile going for last. banny is there, though, to stop him from succeeding with that back cap. Brand Slam will be able to take down Donovan in lower as well. So 2 players down for the side of T1. 1 player advantage for the side of froyotech, and they are going to be moving in 2 seconds. 3 minutes left until infinite overtime kicks in, and that round win limit is reduced to 4, giving froyotech that match point edge that I feel like they kind of need at this point, because their momentum has absolutely slowed down. They've ran out of gas as High Five is getting in. 2 bats getting a lot of damage. Brand Slam being taken down very low, but a nice arrow from Hubada to keep him in the fight.
Yeah, really great stuff. T1 are on the offensive here, and they're probably not going to be able to do anything with this Uber as it is even at the moment. They do have player ad. Actually, no, it's equal now. Patty has just respawned. They're getting in onto the point. froyotech is going to use only flashing a few players. Going to be even around the board. Maybe a little bit better for T1 if everyone was in there, but they're not. They all backed out. Artist and Exile being taken down by the spam. We have a play for the point from Donovan. Not going to make anything work. And here comes, oh my, High Five with some nice rockets on the Brand Slam. That's just going to do everything to slow down froyotech. Not going to slow them down too much. They're still going to be able to get out on the second. Maybe they won't peek mid now because they don't have their demo Banny, however. Not one to be dissuaded by one person on his team being dead, is already in on mid with everyone else. Quacks bombing forward, just being a little bit of a nuisance. Now he is going to be committing, doing a lot of damage, takes down the demo, sparing Zilly for the meantime, but the same can't be said for Exile. Donovan bombing in, trying to see if he can make any space for his team, is taunting, recognizing that the jig is up. They weren't able to get any headway onto that fight, so they just have to run all the way back to last.
Yeah, and really right now the ball's in froyotech's court. They have 1 minute until Banny time kicks in, so they just want to wait until it reduces, and then they're going to go in for their push. As boring as they may sound, it is the ideal play. Yum Yum is going to be able to shotgun down Blank. Patty will be able to find the sentry. Big Bomb coming in from high five will be able to land inside of the doorway and get a little bit of damage before retreating himself. High five will actually be able to find Patty. Froyotech is bleeding players in a situation where they really, don't want to be. They're sitting on even Ubers right now, and they need to maintain this Uber for as long as possible, or at least try and have it for last, but looks like it's going to get forced out. The exchange will be taken as Banny tries to chase in through lobby. Will get sectioned off, though, as no one can really reach him. Stickies are blocking off every entrance, so Banny is just caught in. Donovan will be able to snipe him down as Froyotech no longer has any Uber in play, and it does look like Zilly is still sitting at about 20-ish% ad compared to Froyotech, but neither beam is really healing all that much. But Blank will be able to find Yum Yum. Blank will actually be able to find Donovan as well. He's moving down into lower, finds 2, almost dies to high five, but it looks like he's going to be able to move in onto second, almost finds Zilly, but it's just too far. The damage fall off is a little bit too much and won't be able to land those final shots.
Continuous overtime has taken effect, so it is going to be first to 4 if you're froyotech. That's only 1 more round. If you are T1, that is 4 rounds that you have to do in a row without messing up once, and froyotech are already sending them for a loop. There's 2 players in behind, Quacks and Banny. Banny running out to try and help the rest of his team as Quacks goes down over on second. High five bombing in, is able to do a lot of damage, but not enough to get the kill, which is what he needed there. Now Art is going to be bombing in. Exile just running forward, sees his man. He's got the Uber. Can he be able to convert? He gets 1 onto Brand Slam, and Hubba not long for this world either. Yum Yum is taken down, however, over towards the point. Blank and Patty and Banny still here to try and cause a bit of chaos. They are all huddled up as Quacks comes in from behind. Some easy rockets onto Zilly. Zilly surfs out to safety, somehow stays alive with his life, and that is going to be T1 taking control of middle. Banny, however, is still in behind, takes down high five. They know he's there, but it's still okay for T1. They do have mid. They have a tiny bit of advantage, and with Banny going down, they're also going to have player advantage to try and work with on to second.
Yeah, T1 here looking to try and take 2 as much as possible. This is a situation we saw between T1 and Froyo not too long ago during their semifinals match, where Froyotech got the score up to 3, and then we saw T1 taking 2 points away before Froyo was able to cleanly seal the deal with a 4th round win in continuous overtime. But the real question is, will they be able to do this again? Or will it be a repeat kind of deal where, we witness this 3-2 kind of scoreline again, and we go into another very, very long kind of fight where Froyo has to lock in? It looks like Froyotech doesn't want that to happen. They're going to be locking in here, but there's a lot of cap time on the point. Yum Yum almost solo caps it just by running in, and Froyotech, by some miracle, will be able to hold on. Zilly will survive, is able to run out to mid, so that is at least a good thing for the side of T1. But Froyotech will be able to push out of their second. Scoreline has not yet gone up from 0 for T1 yet, and I think Froyotech is looking to close out this game really soon.
Yeah, they are, and they'd like to do it because they've still at least got 1 more after that. And here comes T1 bombing in. Yum Yum managing to get in behind. Quacks going for a bomb onto Zilly. Help with Banny is able to take him down. Hubba surfs onto the awning and is not going to be able to stay alive. That's going to be a desperation bomb for the soldier to be able to clean him up from Donovan. Really great stuff there. Now Yum Yum is in the back lines. I mean, there's some admittal in chat. That was a beautiful surf from Habada. Not able to stay alive, but it's the thought that counts. Yum Yum is trying to cause a little bit of havoc, is in a 2v1 versus Banny and Branch Slam. Going to be very, very difficult for him to win that one, but a win for him could just be buying time, which he's doing in spades. Is now finally going to go down. Here comes High Five in onto Habada, trying to make a repeat. Is not going to have the same success that Donovan did. Now Donovan over near window once again. Seems like they're just all selling in. They see Habada over towards Saw. Donovan is able to get, he gets so many.
He finds two. God. Oh my goodness, he gets in, he lands on Branson, he lands on Habada. No one turns around, no one knows he's there until it's too late. They're able to find Artist down in lower, and Zilly is caught in. Airshot attempt after airshot attempt coming in. Quack's going to be able to land on top of Zilly and land the final rocket to take him down, but it's another team wipe for froyotech as they have to grasp at straws at this point to hold on to last. There's no way that they can contest second either. So this is a very unfortunate situation to find yourself in, especially if you're trying to close out the game. And High Five going to be able to find the spoon onto Brand Slam, going in for the spoon onto Habada, launches Habada up into the air. It's going to be Exile able to find the final shot onto Habada as Banny has to clean up both High Five and Exile at the end of it, but they lose their beam a second time on the side of froyotech, and this gives T1 an opportunity to get some Uber ad.
It does give them an opportunity to get some Uber advantage. It's not going to be a lot, but if they're quick with it, it could be workable. Going to be a 25-ish%. We'll see how well they're going to be able to build and how well froyotech is going to be able to build, but it seems like they're not necessarily relying on it. Donovan is up on Sniper, which isn't what you do if you think you're going to be taking in this very, very slim Uber advantage, and you have to go so far, so quick with it to try and get on to Habada before he has. So they're going to slow things down for the meantime. They're getting in through the left side, actually taking a lot of space. froyotech kind of giving it to them. Artist takes down the sentry gun. That's going to be the call for the Soldiers Bomb in. High Five gets on to Banny, but Yum Yum and High Five going to be taking down Artist. He gets on to Habada with the pipe expert stuff there. Gets him, drops him, and now it's only going to be two froyotech players. Nice arrow to keep Exile alive, and that is going to be the first round for T1, 3-1. It's a start, but they've got a long road ahead of them if they want to take this first map.
Yeah, they have a very, very long and, might I say, very cluttered road ahead of them, because they need to get 3 more rounds in a row, which means they pretty much have to play perfectly. They can't afford to make any mistakes at this point if they want to take home the first map. You know, even if they do lose Snakewater, we can move on to their pick, because I do believe Snake is Froyo's pick since they are the higher seed. But Brand Slam going to be able to find Donovan. Well, that's actually a trade. Banny is going to be able to find High Five here, as High Five, I believe, is able to find Patty, and Exile will find Blank. Banny ends up going down a little bit later in that fight, but Habada manages to survive. I don't think he will for very long, though, as Quacks goes down. Artist trying to land those Hail Mary pipes, but isn't quite able to. Habada, at the very least for froyotech, will be able to back all the way out to their last, but in a shocking change of momentum, T1 is coming in through lower with that Uber ad. It's not full Uber ad. Sentry goes down. Exile getting a lot of cap time. It doesn't even look like froyotech is going to be able to contest the point as much as they want to. The stickies all over from T1. froyotech finally has their Uber. And about right now, they have the Uber. It's in the equation. They're able to use. They pop just before High Five lands with the spoon out. They managed to collect 4 kills on players feeding into their last, and it's just Artist alive, barely managing to hang on as they thwart Team 1's very, very aggressive last push.
Yeah, it was a really great attempt from T1, but froyotech managing to hold on. Artist gets a kill on the Blank over towards Saw, jumps out away, and that could slow down froyotech. Seems like they want to fight with that. It is just going to be a dry fight because no team has Uber just quite yet. High Five getting onto Brand Slam, helps take him down. No demo for froyotech. Patty over. Oh my god, an amazing air shot from Patty onto Donovan. Absolutely destroys him. But Banny and Habada are not out of the woods yet. Banny's got a lot of work, but he goes down. Habada is still going to fall regardless, and that is going to be T1 getting the better end of that dry fight, and now getting on to second with Uber advantage in a very good position to try and make it a 3-2 game.
And this is pretty much the same exact situation we found Froyo versus T1 in their best of one series in their semifinals, where it went 3-2. It was almost a reverse sweep in favor of T1, but Froyo was able to close it out with a fourth win, making that scoreline 4-2. And I think we're about to see a repeat of that as T1 gears themselves up to get into last. They finally walk forward. Stickies do get cleared off the point. A lot of players getting knocked off the point as well as Patty Craters on top of it, trying to jump in and defend, but they lose 2 players. Vanny is up on the Kudos on the far left side. It's going to be able to mow down a couple players. Quack's going to be able to find Artist and high five. There's no hope left for this push on the side of T1 as Yum Yum is caught in the doorway with the sticky from Brand Slam. Will be able to find that pick, and that is a failed push from T1, so they're not able to convert that second round that they need. In froyotech will be moving out onto second. Donovan trying to contest it with all of his might, but will get taken down by Blank.
He will get taken down. Exile is up on Sniper over in Saw. Sometimes we see Sniper on, say, Snakewater outside of it, but it looks like Exile might be caught just a little bit. The Uber comes out from froyotech. High five is in behind. He is caught. Zilly's caught as well. Brand Slam with the stickies. Takes it. He gets another onto Yum Yum. Completely destroys everyone on T1. Artist is going to be setting up some stickies of his own over in lower, desperately hoping that he's going to be able to get another trap kill, because otherwise froyotech looking really, really good right now. They're not going to be going that doorway. They're going to be going in through Saw. Donovan is hiding over in lower. Maybe an opportunity to get onto Hubada if froyotech don't check all of their angles. And it seems like they have. He makes his present, but high five onto Hubada, gets the spoon kill. And I mean, if you're froyotech right now, you have got to be wondering, why can we not close this out as Zilly makes his way out. Blank getting some great damage. Actually, Quacks is going to be able to take down Zilly, and now this should be it for froyotech. They're going to be able to capture up this point. There's no one alive. It's only going to be 2 soldiers spawning. They should be able to make quick work of this. Blank and Banny going to be running in with the help of a demo. Banny getting onto high five, going to go straight for the point. Here comes the rest of the respawners, and they might have been a little bit too slow, you know. It's going to be down. Are they going to be able to stand up on it in time? It's only going to be Brand Slam, and they're not able to do it. They were so close to Eki, but still, by the thinnest of margins, T1 managed to hold on.
And such is the way of Snakewater. They were just a little too quick, didn't wait for Patty or any of their other players to really get healthy. They kind of just went in based off of those packs that they were able to retrieve, and unfortunately it wasn't enough health to get them in. They didn't have any overheals either, so it made it incredibly difficult. Nice air shot from Donovan though onto Banny. Going to be able to find Quacks as well as Exile takes them down. Blank going to be able to find Yum Yum. It is going to be high five playing on that pipe now, dropping over to fence, jumping towards that point. Going to be looking for Blank. Does manage to find one rocket, and it's actually going to be Zilly getting the pick, but for what really, as billions must drop, even though it's not really a drop, but you get what I mean. Oh my goodness, Brand Slam going to be able to find Donovan and high five in quick succession. Air pipe after air pipe. This man cannot miss. froyotech going to be capping second yet again. Hopefully this time they'll bide their time. They have full Uber ads, so there's no real reason for them to be overly aggressive, for them to be overly greedy. They can wait a moment and get their players in quickly but efficiently.
Yep, if that's froyotech, if you are froyotech, sorry, then that is exactly what you have to tell yourself in this moment. These are the types of pushes that should be textbook for you. It should be your bread and butter, pushing in with uber advantage. This is how you get rounds consistently on the board. froyotech struggling to do that just a little bit in the final stages of this game. They're going to be coming in. Patty, early pick on the Donovan is going to be really good. That's one less soldier to block the point. You see high five bombing around, but Hubada goes down to some nice stickies from Artist. It's only going to be Quacks. Blank, last one alive. Quacks over on the high ground. Blank trying to out-juke the heavy, not going to be able to do it. And what seemed like a great opening start has immediately devolved. Artist with some beautiful, well-placed stickies that were not checked. And that is going to net his team just a little bit more life in the first. Not the series overall, just the first map.
Yeah, and it seems like we've been here for about the same amount of time as we were on the previous map. This is probably going on 50 minutes or so now of Snakewater gameplay, but that's what these players are used to. Realistically speaking, though, it's only a matter of time until one of these teams breaks first, and personally, I think T1 is going to be the first one to crumble. froyotech has been around for a very long time, but as we say that, the Uber is going to come out from the side of T1. They're going to be able to rush forward. Artist is going to go down as he's not able to get replashed in that Uber. Quacks will be dying on Catwalk as High Five tries to take that positioning. Going to be landing some spam down on top of Hubada. Will actually have a nice arrow go towards those players in Saw and heal some of their players up. But Zilly is in all alone. It's going to be Blank focusing down Zilly as he's on top of the point, trying to take him down, and that's exactly what's going to happen. It's just Yum alive behind in Blue Saw, grabbing a pack, but isn't going to be able to win this 2v1. And as soon as Patty shows up, it's going to be Banny landing that final shot, as now froyotech sitting on full Uber ad again, looking to close out this round as quickly as possible. Donovan on that offensive, or on that defensive spy, and looking to find an opening as quickly as possible. But froyotech is looking to shove themselves into last as quickly as possible. Looks like they want to take this in through lower and just get this map over with, because they still have another one to play after this.
Yeah, they do. High Five goes. He actually gets the force. That is a fear pop if I've ever seen one. They do get two artists completely overextended. So this is actually maybe working out for froyotech. Donovan not in position to block the point. This should be it. froyotech capture it up 4-1. It took a while. It didn't ever really seem in doubt that froyotech weren't gonna win it, but they were just kind of choking a little bit time and time again. And to be honest, it was kind of looking like a pug out there. I don't know if you agree, Eki. I'm gonna say you do. I'll just answer for you at the moment. But it was very chaotic. It was very scrappy. And it just seemed like froyotech they just weren't doing kind of the basic things. They weren't checking corners. They weren't just kind of having a read on the situation. They were let kind of like the little things slip them up, like the things like the sticky traps artists were doing. They weren't just playing the clean TF2 that you expect from froyotech. They were being aggressive, but they weren't being clean. And generally, you know, they're able to do both, which is what makes them a really great team. But they're kind of being punished for it in the second half of that match this time around. So for froyotech, heading into the next map, it'll probably be a little bit of a mental reset for them, all things considered. They can maybe brush that away and focus on whatever the next map is. Not quite sure what it is, but and I can slow down and do that. Going to be looking at the logs, though, as it was a 42-minute game, so not as long as I think the Chuds versus T1 game was that we just casted previously before this, but it was getting up there in length. Banny, as always, top damaging, 319. Actually tying with Artis, both of them at 319, which I'll say again is very impressive considering it was a 42-minute game. So being extremely consistent with that damage, especially, you know, Banny on scout. He had a very good game, I think, 50 and 23, was able to get the kills. He was maybe a bit slow in the first match we saw, but he was able to warm up very nicely, and it was a key factor why his team was able to make it to victory. But Blank as well, another person I want to shout out. He's kind of new to being on a froyotech adjacent roster. Is this kind of like I said, his first big foray, the top level of invite. He was on Jiminy, and he's been doing very, very well on here and on that team, and he's been able to do really well in this match. 47 and 25, 290 DPM. So the scouts on froyotech having a really, really great game. Just things slipping from them in that last couple of rounds there.
Yeah, froyotech seemed to have lost their footing, at least for a little bit. You know, they slipped on some mossy rocks, but eventually they stood themselves up. They were able to find their footing yet again. And eventually, you know, after what felt like an eternity, I guess that's just the snake water effect for you. But after what felt like an eternity, that was only 42-ish minutes, froyotech was finally able to close out map 1 with a 4-1 scoreline, which makes them, I think, feel a little bit more confident going into their next map, which I believe is a T1 pick, should the pick structure remain higher seed, picking first, then low seed, then high seed. But if my information is not terribly incorrect, I do believe Sunshine will be the decider, the third map, if we have to end up going there. I'm not sure what our second map is, though, because my game is refusing to load. If you're loaded in, TC, you could enlighten the folks at home on what the second map is.
Well, Well, I'll tell you this much. It's a map that we've not seen on the stream before. That's right. We're going to Swiftwater, baby. That's right. We put some payload in the year. You thought we wouldn't do it. We thought we would. No. It's Gully Wash. It's Gully Wash. That's the next map. It's Gully Wash.
All right. So we're going to be seeing a lot of soldier dominant gameplay, I feel. Oh, and my game has finally unfrozen. I can see Gully Wash in all of its deserty, sandy, rocky glory with all the cacti across the map, all the dead foliage. Man, this map is kind of ugly now that I think about it. But that out of the way, we're going to be seeing a lot of soldier, focused plays here, I think, especially on these mids. The demo will be able to do a lot, but it's kind of just based off of, how much damage can these soldiers output with their rapid bombs as soon as they get to that mid. Will their soldiers, commit to bombing choke? Will they commit to bombing big door? Will they decide they want to play passive and absorb the players? It's all up in the air, because really any of those strategies are effective as long as you play them right. And froyotech pretty much knows how to do all of them. The only team that I have, any question about, and it's such minor, minuscule 0.0001% of doubt in my body, is can T1 match the efficiency of Froyo's, strategy? Will they be able to respond to the aggression that Froyo puts out? Because I feel like Gully Wash really rewards the aggressive teams because of how projectile-centric it is.
Yeah, it definitely can. Gully Wash is an interesting map, like you said. It is projectile dominated. It's very nice for demos and soldiers to be able to do a lot and have a lot of impact without having to necessarily give up your life like you would maybe on Process, where you can still have impact, but especially if you're soldier, sometimes that impact is just you going in, sacking, getting the force, not really having much to show it in the stats department. But, stats aren't necessarily what wins you the game. Winning the game wins you the game. A big brain moment right there. But it's going to be interesting because, like you said, froyotech, they should, at least in theory, have a little bit better of a kind of core idea of how they want to play this. Because even though neither of these teams, as we see them right now, have played the season, sure, froyotech have, but this composition of players haven't played this season together. They don't have Blank, they don't have Quacks, they don't have Brand Slam on demo specifically, so it is going to be a little bit different. But froyotech, they do still have 4 out of their starting 6 with a few roster swaps here and there, so they should be, in theory, a little bit more well prepared when it comes to just playing a map like this out of nowhere. Versus, obviously, this was T1's map pick, and I mean, when you look at T1, they do have a little bit of the same kind of synergy in theory. Yum Yum, Exile, and Donovan, kind of a core of Franz J, and maybe that was their reasoning for this. Donovan, really, really great on these kind of choky soldier maps. I mean, he's great in general, but as we kind of saw in the RGL cast just a couple of days ago over on Granary, he was able to do a lot of work, which is another similar projectile-dominated map, but we'll have to see how it all plays out. This is the grand finals of the Horse Run Monthly March edition. If froyotech win it here, they win it all. If T1 win it here, we go to a third map.
Yeah, and right off the bat, we already have Brand Slam getting taken down by Donovan. Way too speedy for Brand Slam to handle, and it looks like T1, as I was doubting earlier, will be able to match the aggression of froyotech, as right off the bat, Artist, Donovan, and Yum Yum are going to be able to find Patty, Quacks, and Blank, absolutely slaughtering froyotech as soon as the mid begins, but they lose Zilly at some point in there. I think it was somewhere near the beginning, they ended up losing Zilly, so it kind of just became a salvage mid for T1, and they were relatively successful, but they never got Hubada, and that's what really mattered there. So really, it's just unfortunate. froyotech will be able to maintain their full Uber ad as well. It does look like High Five is going to get taken down here, and froyotech will actually be forced by a high five there, though, in in that choke. It looks like Vanny going to get taken down, and so will Hubada, as Yum Yum is able to just waddle through the combo and take them down. Nice air shot, I believe, that just was from Patty, but it's not able to convert that into a kill. And it's just pretty much a team wipe for the side of froyotech yet again on this mid. And now it's a proper team wipe, as T1 is really showing how confident they are on Gully. And I can see why this was their map pick.
Yeah, they're doing very well to start things up at froyotech. They want to contest second just a little bit. They don't have Uber, so it's very risky to stay in here, especially with losing your demo. Nice bomb coming in from Donovan over on the shuttered door. Hubada might be able to get out, make his way back into spawn, but they're at massive player disadvantage. T1 could just flood through here. High five, going to be bombing in, doing so much damage onto Blank, helps get the kill. Hubada, the last one alive, he is not going to be able to block a point full of 5 T1 players on it, so that's going to be the first round going to T1 very quick right off the bat.
Yeah, and Artist dropping an okay, man, get off quickies in the chat, getting a little bit of banter, a little bit of BM with Brand Slam there, but it's all in good fun as, well, at least I hope it's all in good fun as Artist rolls out to that choke, is pretty low, so a soldier could land on top of him and get a free pick, but it looks like the scouts are going to be doing that work. It does actually look like Donovan going to be going in high, landing in Banana, is going to be trying to find, I believe this is Vanny, who's caught behind on 40 HP, but a lot of players are dying. Hubada does end up going down, but so does Zilly, so it's a med trade on this mid. Yum Yum is the last one standing on the side of T1. froyotech trying to respond quickly as they can to try and make sure that T1 feels their wrath, feels their anger, gets revenge for the previous round. Froyo wants to make this quick, wants to make it snappy as well, and that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to leave Blank to cap mid, and they are going to stabilize on second. But it looks like Patty actually is going to go in deep, tries to find Zilly for a second time. Quacks and him are going to be able to find Exile, but that's really not worth. Quacks is in Upper River, hasn't been spotted just yet. Now spotted, is going to be bombing forward onto Zilly. One nice rocket, but isn't quite enough. Hesitated to fire that first one a little bit too early and won't be able to find the kill. It looks like they're going to be jumping forward. Blank going to be taken down by Donovan, and correct me if I'm wrong, but Donovan is on that shotgun pocket theory.
Yeah, he is. Instead of the banner, he has gone to the shotgun. Anything except the gunboats for him at the moment. They're going to be going in through drop down. A little bit of a sneak play. froyotech doesn't seem like they're aware of it. Now Quacks has spotted it out, so froyotech, they want to just go in onto second and see if they can outflank or outmaneuver everyone on a T1. Donovan going to be bombing in, tries to go for the medic. Hubada is going to go down. Exile finding that frag now. Can they regroup? froyotech, they're all a little bit weak, but there's only going to be 2 players that they have to worry about. Artist and Yum Yum. Quacks dies by the shutter door. Blank runs in over towards Yum Yum, is going to be able to help get the kill there. Artist is still over in lobby. Seems like Blank wants a little piece of that. Is going to go in, gets on the Artist. Oh, it drops down on him, and with the help of Banny, is able to get the kill. Blank probably being chased over in water, should be cleaned up, but froyotech are already making their way in onto last. High five getting bombed. He does trade out with Blank. Patty gets some good damage onto Exile, not enough to get a kill. Donovan getting 2 already. Late bomb coming in from Quacks, helps get the med. He gets so many. It's only going to be, once again, Artist and Yum Yum, the last 2 alive. Yum Yum is over trying to go to second. He has to come back, and he should be able to do so as a Artist does take care of Brand Slam. Very, very close from T1 base.
Yeah, T1 pulling off the Miracle Hold, able to withstand the might of the froyotech shove. Does look like Yum Yum will get picked off as he tries to move towards his own choke, and will get punished for it. Big bomb coming in from the side of High Five here. Does get picked off. Does manage to trade out with Patty, though, as Donovan helps High Five clean that man up. Does look like Banny is going to be deep inside of lobby as well. Pushing into last, actually, taking a little bit of an MGE duel with, I believe, this is Yum Yum on the floor. Zilly is going to go down as Blank is able to land the nice and crucial meat shots that are necessary. High Five going to be pushing forward. That Uber is going to come out from the side of froyotech, and they're going to be beelining it onto the point. They don't care. It's going to be Hubada as the last man standing on the point, and by last man standing, I guess technically he was the last man standing there, as Banny was all the way in secret, off in Narnia, it feels, trying to find someone that may have been hiding, even though there was no one there, trying to find an angle to get onto the point maybe, but with so many people and so many eyes on it, there's really only so much he could do, and unfortunately for froyotech, looks like that's going to be another failed last push.
It is, and T1 going to be out on second. They have a little bit of Uber advantage that they can try and go forward with. Seems like they're just going to take their chances. They already have high five in through Lord, getting great damage onto Hubba. He's going to go down. Yum Yum helps with the cleanup on the Quacks, but Patty coming in onto Zilly. Zilly just barely stays alive. That was so close to death for him. Brand Slam, the last one up. He gets a trap kill over onto Yum Yum. Might be able to make it out, but he's going to get chased pretty hard by Artist. Artist is actually sticking up the forward spawn, so Brand Slam should communicate that to his team. Patty is up on Pyro to try and blast it away. Has been able to do it, but I don't think anyone is really going to get out from there. Anyways, everyone on froyotech just back on last, anticipating this incoming push from T1.
Yeah, and it looks like High Five going to be getting a lot of info by pushing in deep through River. It does look like they're going to be taking that Uber on the side of T1 straight through main, though. No cap time on the point just yet, and that gun takes a long time to get taken down. They don't even have a second capped yet, so they're pretty much fighting a 5v3 right about now. But that said, it is a 5v3, and now it's a 5v2 as Yum Yum comes in. It makes it a proper 5v2, but froyotech is completely dead, and T1 is going to be able to claim their second round before 10 minutes even passed. And this is looking like a complete, reversal, a little bit of a mirror match compared to the, last game we saw, where now it's T1 taking the reins, setting the pace, setting the aggression that froyotech has to meet, because Froyo seems to be struggling.
They do a little bit. Their last pushes have not been good for them, as we're have to see maybe they have a little bit better of a minute. Quack shoots bombs and immediately gets on the Artist and Zilly. That's going to be really great.
He gets
Quack
4!
Another onto Exile. They're all falling on T1. His last one is Yum Yum, and no one dies on froyotech. That is the mid that they needed to get back into this game, and this is going to be their best opportunity yet. They can already get in onto last, make sure that no sentry gun gets up. You see Brand Slam trying to spawn cap. Hopefully he doesn't die here, as Donovan's been able to make his way out. A really nice serve coming in from Exile. He does get taken down, however, and they just stand on the point. 2-1, lightning fast round. Probably one of the quickest you'll see in this tournament.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to find any more rounds that are quicker than that, unless froyotech is able to have Quacks go off and get a quadra kill on mid again, but I don't know if that's going to happen, not to doubt Quack's skill, but I think T1 is just going to be anticipating that now. And I don't think Quacks wants to do a fast mid twice in a row. We do have, I believe this is Patty under point, looking to go up. Does jump in, is able to land onto Zilly, so Zilly does die. It is going to be Exile dying in Blue Banana. It's going to be High Five bombing in, trying to land onto Hubba, but Hubba walks away without a scratch on him. They will be able to take down Donovan as well as he tries to chase forward. It is just Artist on the point, pretty much, as they chase a scout away to Big Door. Brand Slam landing the sticky behind Artist and does take him down. So now it's up to froyotech to set themselves some more... set themselves up for this space to take into last, as they need to cap second first and foremost, and not make the mistake of T1 as waiting 1,000 years for it to cap by leaving one person, especially while they have this Uber ad. They just want to rip it quick.
Do want to rip it quick. Donovan is up on Spy, but unfortunately doesn't seem like froyotech is going in. Quacks spots him out as well, so it's going to be 2 down early on the push. froyotech, they take down the gun. Yum Yum over in spawn, getting launched up. No one on the point just quite yet. Artist has got that sticky down, and now finally froyotech make their way onto it. They capture it out, make it a tie game, and it seems like only a few moments ago T1 had just captured up their second round, and froyotech responding almost instantaneously with 2 mid to lasts.
Yeah, I mean, that's just not a situation you want to find yourself in if you are T1. You had yourself a very confident, very strong lead. You set a pace that froyotech needed to match, and it was a very brutal pace at that. High Five is going to be bombing in here. Will get traded out after he takes down Brand Slam. Blank is going to be able to find him, but Bandy's going to go down to the hands of Donovan. Pretty big bomb coming in from the side of Quacks as he is able to find Artist. Hubba backing out into his own choke, fearing that someone may be lurking, and lurking Donovan is hiding inside of bush by elbow, looking to find someone. Is spotted by Blank, will get taken down, only able to get off 1 rocket before getting deleted. And, the hiding spot, just not very fruitful. They knew he was there somewhere. but they just didn't know where until they found him right in that corner. So froyotech going to be moving into second, maintaining that full Uber advantage that they've been able to kind of, cement themselves with the last 3 mids in a row. This is looking a little bit similar to their match against them earlier on Sunshine, where every single mid they would just win with full Uber ad.
Yeah, they're popping in. They take down Artist. That's going to be a really great opening pick for them. Banny already standing onto the point. Finally, a Pyro comes to try and block it. Nice pipes from Brand Slam. Takes down Exile, and that's going to be a third round for froyotech. They have figured out whatever was maybe ailing them or kind of hurting them on those initial mids. And now that they've got that, they're able to do what every team in TF2 loves to do. Mid to last, mid to last, mid to last.
And potentially a 4th mid to last is in the works as we watch them all roll out to mid. Looks like they want to go up on the side of T1 potentially. No, it's just Banny getting very far forward and getting a lot of damage onto the combo. Banny will get taken down by Yum Yum as I think he falls down onto the floor. And it's a pretty big bomb coming in from Donovan, able to get a lot of damage, but he is going to get taken down by Patty here. Not before Artist can find Quacks, though. Yum Yum is still in behind, but this is a pretty free pick for all players, everything considered. It actually looks like Patty is going to get thrown into drop down and can't get out. He doesn't have the HP to jump away. So froyotech needs to make some space for Patty to be able to jump out. He actually is going to commit in, even though they know that Patty is down there. Looks like froyotech is going to have to back away off of this mid as well. It is the spoon attempt coming in from High Five. He almost got surfed directly into Hubada by Blank, trying to deny him, ironically enough. And that is going to be the Uber exchange happening on second here, just by that choke. Looks like it's going to be a little bit better. Actually, they're going to both end at the exact same time, and that's just kind of an Uber to get the other Uber out. And that is successful. Yum Yum going to be fighting Patty all the way in the back here up in River. Looks like Yum Yum is going to be the victor of this fight, and that will set froyotech back just a little bit, and we'll have to draw some eyes away from second to deal with Yum Yum, who's already gone. So Blank is clearing nothing right now.
Yeah, Blink not able to do anything with that as everyone else from T1 just get in onto second, and they're able to take down Blank. Zilly goes down, Brand Slam with the drop. Nice stuff there. A bomb from Donovan in with the banner. Not going to be able to thing work. Oh, Hubada surfing to try and stay alive. Just barely. No, Hubada is going to go down. Yum Yum finds it with the last scattergun shot. And froyotech, they're all weak. Brand Slam at 6 hit points, but they are able to withstand, hold on to second, get onto middle. Sure, they did lose their medic. Zilly is maybe calling things into question a little bit by peeking his head over through Big Door there, but they are going to have this tiniest bit of Uber advantage. They're going to have heals before froyotech, and seems like Donovan and High Five want to do something with that.
Yeah, Donovan, High Five, they're looking to try and find themselves something, and they do find Quacks. Yum Yum will go down somewhere over by Big Door, I believe. Brand Slam getting knocked onto the floor again, 13 HP, so can't jump to meet up with the rest of his team. Waiting for that arrow, finally gets it, and links up with the rest of his combo inside of choke. Vanny going to be fighting Exile in drop down. Blank going to have to rotate over to try and take him down. Quacks also needing to focus his efforts on taking Exile down, and it looks like for the time being froyotech will have to maintain their hold on mid as Donovan comes through with bats, and will get taken down by Quacks easily enough. High Five jumping in onto the point. 28 HP under, is able to find Brand Slam, hits the taunt, somehow isn't dead yet. My goodness, this man lives forever. Even while standing still, the bullets seem to curve around him. But in spite of all that, froyotech going to be able to find their way into second with this full Uber ad. They know that they have the player advantage, but they need to be careful with what they do here. Donovan is up on Spy, so they are effectively fighting a 2v2 on last, but now their spawners are alive. Yum Yum could die in secret. High Five bombing the point. It's going to be Artist with a lot of stickies on it. It's just Hubada on top of the point, but Artist does go down. Blank coming in from water. It's going to be Exile dying, and there's just so much cap time that it looks like Quacks and Blank are going to be able to finish off that cap. It's match point now. T1 has to play this perfectly if they want to avoid getting second place in the Horse Run Monthly of March 2025, the 6th iteration of the Horse Run Monthly. But froyotech just needs to have a good mid to last, or even just a good final round. There's 15 or 14 minutes left in the game, and they can walk away with that first place prize.
Yeah, Yeah, Donovan just locking Brand Slam out completely is going to be a trade. So that's going to be a lot better for T1. No demo for froyotech. Oh, Patty with nice rockets out onto Yum Yum with the shotgun as well. Gets spun onto Exile. Is not going to be able to get on high five. That kill was stolen from him by Banny, Artist, and Zilly. Trying to escape. They're caught. They're stuck over in choke. Zilly doesn't have just quite yet. Recognizing the writings on the wall, he goes on the offensive. Not able to make anything stick. And this is going to be a very late death from Artist, and that's going to be a late demo, meaning there's going to be no stickies over in lobby to maybe try and get a cheeky trap kill onto someone. Yum Yum looking like he's going to die over on the point. That's going to be another late dev. High five dying is and another late dev. They're all falling one by one, slowly but surely. Donovan is also going to fall over in River, and froyotech looking good to close it out right here. They're over in River. They're going to be taking it in. Patty calling for it. He jumps in. He bombs as Artist is doing some artistry over on the wall. He's doing a nice smiley face. Someone call him Picasso. But unfortunately, I don't think Picasso was that much of a fragger, as it is going to be 5-2 in the favor of froyotech. We took some time to get there. It was looking shaky at a couple points, especially those first two opening rounds on Gully Wash. But froyotech are going to be your winners of the March Horse Run Monthly.
Yeah, very excellent plays by froyotech, by T1 at the start of that game as well. Very good plays all around. Just generally speaking, that was an entertaining match to watch. But at the end of the day, froyotech came out on top, and it's Banny sitting at the top of the DPM throne with a crisp, clean 403 DPM. 18, 14, and 10 got that 3.2 KAD, the 1.8 KAD, and following closely behind him, they have Brand Slam 24 and 9, a sub 10 death demo game, a single digit death demo game nonetheless. And same thing can be said for Blank as well with 337. Everyone on Froyo except for the Beam, I'm pretty sure, has over 300 DPM. So you can kind of see where the change happened and what Froyo decided they needed to do. They just needed to start dishing out more damage and having their scouts collect.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty high damaging game from everyone, basically. I mean, almost there's only 3 people who aren't at a 300, and 2 of those are very close anyways, both Yum Yum and High Five at 292. So, and I mean, Exile isn't that far off either, 258. So it's just kind of the nature of, like, once you have those quicker games, it's easier to get damage, especially if you're a soldier on a map like Gully Wash. It's just a lot better. It's just more, it's just easier. But still, that's not to dismiss the achievement. Banny getting 403 is impressive, regardless, generally, of the circumstances. So with that, kind of does, like you said, help explain why froyotech were able to make it the nice, kind of quick